Hey guys, this is Alicia. It's been a while, but there have been quite a bit of things on my mind. Many of you have seen the, now viral video about me choosing to reject the Cheesecake Factory because I wanted more from my date. I want to, let me say this. It's interesting to me that just how a moment in time, right, can shape how so many view you.
Pause. Is there anything worse?
She's crazy. She's crazy.
Than when someone talks slow to say fucking nothing?
I done triggered you.
I mean, if you're gonna be crazy, just hurry up with it.
Hurry with your crazy?
Yay! We ain't got time to. So, isn't it crazy the way that people can judge you based off your actions? Isn't that crazy? I just got through one sentence. Let me finish my second one. I finished one sentence. Let me finish my second one. The Cheesecake Factory. Just like, hey yo, let's move.
Hurry up with your crazy.
Is this going somewhere? Let's go. Let's play this shit.
It's not.
And so I want to talk about, I'm trying to remember, bear with me guys, I wrote down some notes so I can remember everything I want to say.
Where's your notes?
Yeah, is this you?
Where's your notes?
Oh my days.
Bring it.
I've seen and heard many a horror story, men and women, not just women, men and women. And I wanted to make sure that...
All right, she's not saying nothing, bro. I don't got time. Let's just move on to the interview. Bitch not saying nothing. She not saying nothing.
You got mad.
She not saying nothing.
Why you mad?
Because they gonna be mad. You think I'm mad? I know the viewers mad.
They mad.
They mad with me.
I was mad when I saw this too.
Yeah,
I feel like everybody needs to be mad equally.
Okay, listen, we skipping this one. Let's just go to the interview. We'll see something there.
Oh.
So, because this was unwatchable.
Since I was on the video, kind of unexpected, I might not have put my best foot forward, you know? And so I feel like, I've not really met anyone since who I've really gotten to get to know like that, because a lot of women, they might have seen the video or might have heard from it, or maybe a friend of theirs has seen the video and shares it with them. Mm-hmm. And so they kind of had this image of me based on the video.
Absolutely.
And it hasn't really helped.
Okay.
Exactly. It's like they might think everything about me is reflected in that video, and I don't think it is. And but yeah, it's been difficult.
Sure.
Well, and it's even before this, you know, dating has already been difficult for me. You know?
I imagine your views kind of clash with what you're looking for and what they're looking for.
Yeah, I think so. Because I think in general my values kind of reflect wanting to build something that lasts.
Yes, sir.
And I want to make sure that anyone that I meet is willing to build a really strong foundation based on our mutual values. Mm-hmm. And I think it in general, a lot of the people that I meet, either they don't have time to set towards building something like that, or they just don't want to because, you know, they're younger, they want to experience, you know, casual dating or whatever it is. And it's just not something that I'm looking for right now.
Understood. So obviously, guys, Jay saying that they have a negative, viewing him in a negative light when it comes to dating. When I saw Jay, I saw someone who was making some excellent points, who knew what he wanted, and he's actually now like a Giga Chad in the manosphere world, in the red pill community. The brother's being mentioned everywhere for the way he handled that conversation. Now I'm going to ask Alicia as well, because during this conversation, Alicia.
Maybe he's just being a good guy. So he's correcting the host's pronunciation of her name. So very nice of him. Gentlemen. I certainly would have done the same. Would you?
What?
Made an effort to correct the guy on her name?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I want to make sure that everybody knows your real name, so we know how much you're a piece of shit.
It's pretty good.
Petty?
No. Her name's not Alicia. It's Alicia. Get the whore's name right.
Yes, get the piece of shit name right. I mean, because now you're out here calling someone out of their name, and it's not even their name.
Yeah.
No, direct the negative energy to the right person.
Yeah.
If you believe in that shit and the moves and everything and stuff. So that's why it's really important.
That's my fault.
In the positive and the negative.
You've changed my mind. I will always pronounce people's names right. Thank you.
Thank
We'll
you.
get that right. Okay, so Alicia, you didn't seem to really disagree with what he was saying. Now, you had definitely a different opinion before he gave you his mind, right? But you seemed very receptive to it. Can you explain to me kind of what you were thinking and how you saw him in that video? Because he's saying they took him in a negative light. What do you think?
Well, yes, I think once we had the conversation, I could see my role in the conflict.
Okay.
Let's back up a little bit. To be fair, I mean, I was always raised that the man is supposed to cater to you. I mean, you're courting me, so court me. That means wherever I want to go, you take me.
Absolutely.
Whatever I want, you buy me.
Can I say it? Can I say it?
I need to do my Googles because apparently courting to me means something completely different.
Who are you? And also, who raised you? Nah, me. Yeah, you're supposed to court, but you gotta give me something to court about. If you want to be respected, you gotta be giving me something to respect. That was not what it was. In that video, there was nothing to court.
That's courting. You know, I'm looking for a provider. So, but after the conversation, I could see how there was a lot of I in that exchange. I was definitely very self-centered, and I can appreciate if I do want someone to provide for me, I at least gotta be a little bit nice.
Absolutely. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So now I ask you this. Based on your idea of dating before your conversation with Jay, how did you grow up? Who also thinks that way? I'm sure you have friends who think that way. I've heard it a lot.
I mean, everybody. I mean, that's what he's supposed to be, the provider.
Absolutely.
So, you know, and I'm a beautiful woman, so I'm expecting to be treated like royalty. I mean, come on. So that's what I was doing.
How do we treat him? And that's where the disconnect was.
Right.
In the video, now of course I'm sure you think of it differently now, but in the video you basically told him that you're not going to your value. It would be embarrassing for you to go inside a Cheesecake Factory. A lot of people like Cheesecake Factory. Now, so when I see that video, I'm thinking, okay, she must have some friends who probably would disagree with her going inside a Cheesecake Factory. Your peer group. So peer pressure probably keeps you from.
I would never live that. Oh my God! I would never live that down.
Wow! I hate the Cheesecake Factory. They wouldn't let you live that down.
No, I have an image to protect.
Wow!
Does not do that. I mean, that was that was my circle though. That's how I mean. That's how we roll.
You want people to treat you like royalty. If you want people to treat you like royalty like that, you gotta date a peasant. I'm using your analogies right there. You gotta date a peasant. But if you're dating a king, he's gonna treat you as an equal. Because both of y'all are royalty. I'm not gonna do everything. It's mutual respect. There's mutual thing that's going on. If you come an hour, you don't come down after an hour, you're not royalty. Like, I have to be a peasant. I'm dating you, that means that I'm at the peasant and I gotta upgrade nah, man. I gotta give you the respect like I am as well. And that's a no.
Now here we are, a few weeks later. I'm sure you had some time to think about what you guys discussed in the car. I'm sure you had some time to think about it. Before I ask you any questions, have you guys had a second date?
No
second dates.
Not yet.
Okay. So I'll start with you, Jay.
Because the dude is nice. He didn't yell at her or anything. She knows she has something. So she's going to try to do that. Yeah. And he's going to say yeah.
Well, I mean, as a black woman, I'm going to go there. I mean, as a black woman, we're really tired of having to settle. We want to be treated well. We want that soft life. So that's what I thought I was going after.
No, man, no.
Well, I just want to ask you, do you think that women from other cultures would lose their mind if we took them to the Cheesecake Factory? Do you think like everyone's getting taken to 5-star restaurants and then black women are getting taken to McDonald's? Is that really what you think is happening? Don't drag black women. This is your mess. This is yours alone. Don't be talking about, oh, I'm here to fight for women. No, boo-boo. You're here to fight for yourself. Okay? Because there's plenty of black women who go to the Cheesecake Factory and got no problem with it. So don't bring everybody else into your fucking shenanigans. Okay.
However, what I understand is a part of having a soft life is being cooperative.
Being soft.
Not being combative, right?
Actually being soft.
Right.
Being receptive, being sweet,
Absolutely.
being pleasant, right? Because we do understand the value of resources, but it can't be just something for a lifestyle. Resources, a man's resources is not just for a woman's experiences and traveling and the lifestyle they'll live in marriage, for providing for the family and the children. And that's why she should seek a man and, respect his resources or prioritize his resources, not just for what it can do for her, right? And so when you were in the beginning of it, you were just saying, I'm not doing it seemed really selfish, right? And I appreciate it. When I saw the video myself, that's one of the things I covered is, wow, I've never seen a woman that receptive to being accountable, right? And you were. But Jay, however, he didn't want to go out on a date. He wanted to discontinue that date, and he wanted to take it on to the house. Jay, is that your first time stopping a date midway through and going back home, or?
Yeah, something like that's. I'm sorry, Alicia. That's the first time I've really like put my foot down to that kind of extent. But it's not like an isolated incident, you know. Like I've gone on dates with several people now, even before her, where they had very specific things they were looking for in a boyfriend or whatever, and even within my own circles, right? And that's just not something that I'm looking for, because I was raised like we were talking about how she was raised. Whereas with me, like my family, like we've passed down the name for ages, and we're a very close knit, strong family.
You passed down your first name, Jay? Like
Yes.
your father's and father.
Yeah,
How many generations, probably?
I mean, I couldn't really count it myself, because I mean the thing is, like, I'm from India,
Okay.
and the partition happened where like India was separated from Pakistan, and a lot of my family were on both sides of that, and we had to come back together.
Wow.
And we had to. It was very important for us to stay strong after the fact. At the time, maybe we didn't care as much about creating this legacy, but ever since, it's like that's been one of the strongest parts of our family, is the importance in creating our legacy. And with that in mind, like, I've grown up with the idea that I want a strong family here, now that I'm living in America. The only kind of relationships I seek are ones where that is the only value. That is the biggest value. That is the most important thing for the other person as well as for me.
Wow. That's actually powerful. So your family going through all that they did, it caused you guys to really idealize relationships, right? And
Specifically, relationships that last.
absolutely. And so here you are in America dating, and mostly in our culture, where you said earlier you were a black woman. Of course, we have been through some things, right? In our culture here in the States and throughout the whole diaspora, I like using that word. But a lot of times our culture has been stripped, and we haven't yet begun to idealize relationships. So we're more so going along with the flow. So here he is in America, and he's meeting a woman who's in America, and she sees dating the way Americans see dating, and so I can see the clash in that.
Yeah.
He's looking at you as if that's selfish. You're looking at him as if he's treating you beneath your worth, right? And actually value. So here's what I want to do, guys. I want to go back a bit. Can y'all tell me how y'all met? You tell me how you guys met?
So I was in Midtown, and like I barely even have time to go out with friends and all that. But it was a really close friend's birthday, so I went to get some drinks for the first time in ages, and I saw this beautiful woman who it seemed like every other guy in the bar was either intimidated by or too shy to talk to, and I thought, what the hell? Why not? And she was, minding her own business, and I asked her, her name, Alicia, and I thought that's a beautiful name. And even despite how loud it was in the bar, we were still able to talk a little here and there. And I got her number, and she had to go. And so we kept talking after that for a little bit, and then like a week later, I asked her, "You want to go out to this restaurant?"
Yeah.
Okay. I'll tell you what I think most of this is about. She difficult, yes. I really just think, is she somebody who would never go into Cheesecake Factory? It depends on the guy. I think for the right guy, she would. A homie shorter than her, she probably doesn't seem as just as attractive.
You need to put up for all that. The fact that you're short and this and that.
So, mind you, she made him wait an hour. Why is she making him wait an hour? Because she don't see him as all that. Why is she being so demanding on the date in regards to going out to this fancy restaurant? Because she don't see him as all that. So she said, if you want to get with me, who is royalty,
You gonna have to work.
the way she uses all of her language, she sees him as beneath her.
Peasants.
He has to provide. I am royalty. You need to do whatever I want, whenever I want, irrespective of how disrespectful I am to your time or whatever.
Give me a third of your harvest.
She's here, and he's here.
Peasant.
Okay? And it doesn't help that for him, his demeanor, he's a little bit soft-spoken, his body language is a little bit closed in. he wasn't a pushover on the date because eventually he did leave, which is good, and he voiced his concerns, which I think is great. But the way he carries himself makes him look like that.
Peasant.
I think what it really comes down to is not only is she a difficult person, but she had a dynamic where she thought she was substantially better than the man she was with, and as a result felt like she could act like however she wanted. Came to find out, the internet came to see the video that she herself self-snitched on, and her behavior's not okay.
Well, at least we got our answer. It's not fake.
No, I didn't think it was fake. There's a particular behavior to somebody who doesn't really give a fuck about you or doesn't really care that shows himself. They're late to engagements. They don't give an explanation. They act entitled. They don't properly apologize. They don't make restitution. What's restitution? I'll give you guys an example. If I'm supposed to go on a date with a girl and I cancel, my job is to immediately afterwards offer an alternate date or an alternate time to give a proper heads up before the date to say I can't make it, okay? Right? That's my responsibility. If I fuck up our engagement, I have to do that. If somebody cancels on you and doesn't make any effort to make alternate plans, they don't really care like that. You understand? If you text somebody and they don't respond within 24 hours, the next time they text you, they got to give you, you know, a little extra, a little explanation to let you know, hey, even though I wasn't here for this time period for whatever reason, I understand I'm going to do a little extra. You have to do that. If you don't, it just shows you don't really care, or you see the person as like, that's what that means. So that's what this guy was to her. And from all accounts, it seems like that's the case.
That's really what it was. The queen thing and the peasant thing, that's how you broke it down. But that's what it is.
Yeah.
She really thought of herself there. And you're going to have to work. Give me some of that. If you're not going to treat me as an equal from the jump, from the start, it's a dud.
Met her at a bar, got his number.
And I told her it would be a surprise. And maybe that might be a problem on my part. You know, it might have raised the expectations a little bit. But I guess the surprise ended up being Cheesecake Factory, where
Right.
the original surprise was...
I want to get to that. You had something else planned for her, right?
Yeah.
Because of how the evening went, the Cheesecake Factory happened, right?
Yeah.
So
Can I just say,
Sure.
I love the Cheesecake Factory, and it's a place that I've gone to for like every birthday. So like it wasn't just like a random restaurant to me. It was also like a place that I've gone with my family throughout my entire life, and I love Cheesecake Factory.
So you didn't. So obviously the because you guys were late, she wasn't ready. You weren't able to take her to the restaurant that you wanted to take her to. You figured I can't go wrong with Cheesecake Factory.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
It's my old birthday restaurant. You know,
It's my lucky.
she'll love it.
That's the lucky spot too at the perimeter.
Lucky spot. Okay, we'll come back to that. Well, no, I'm kidding with you.
Okay.
Alicia.
Yeah.
So Jay, you see Jay walking up to you in the bar, say Midtown. He's walking up to you. He's going to talk with you. There are other guys around you. Did you notice those guys probably want to talk to you? Did you see that?
Yes, I did.
So what made you say, okay, I'm going to give this guy a chance? What was it about him?
Well, he was bold enough to come up and talk to me for one.
Confidence, okay.
So yes, I definitely am attracted to confidence. He just seemed like he had a pure heart. He was, very thoughtful, engaging. I mean, the only he won me over. He did win me over, but I'm a tall woman, and so there wasn't necessarily like that immediate attraction.
That's you. That's you.
Okay, to be fair, I already watched this one.
Doesn't matter. It's still you.
Yeah, but I already watched this one. So listen, I'm psychic sometimes. This is not one of them times.
Hey, listen,
But it was in line with what I suspected.
For the amount of times that you didn't watch the video.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, just sit there. That's you.
Okay, but I did pre-watch. But yes.
But as we began to talk, it was really his heart that made me say, I'll give this guy a try.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that where you draw your line? Is that typically you don't date guys who are, guys have to be at least your height or taller before you would date them?
Exactly.
So see, this is the attitude of like, I gave him a chance.
Yeah,
And he gonna take me to
balls. He had the balls to talk to me.
If it was a chance, man, he could have walked that bitch into McDonald's. You would have been sucking some D in the parking lot.
Yeah, if the guy was 6'5",
Yeah.
it would have mattered.
Yeah, no.
Jack in the Box, Harvey's, fucking Wendy's,
But yeah.
Mickey D's.
But good for him.
D's nuts.
Good for him. Good for him. At the end of the day, some people are just like this. So, just stay away from them. Anything else?
I'm walking away.
All right. Let us know what you guys think.